do it, dog. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. Olympia, three-time men's physique champ, Brandon Hendrickson on the podcast today. Probably this is probably like the most excited I am for a certain episode. I mean, bro. Like we linked up a couple times, and yeah, man, just following you from like probably since 2017 now, man. Like up until that 2018 year, which stepped on stage, really shocked everybody. But before we get into like the bodybuilding and fitness, everything, man, I want to talk about you, early life. I know you used to be a rapper. So, I want to touch on that because I feel like a lot of your supporters and fans, you coming from Chicago and everything, they may not see that aspect of you. So, first and foremost, man, let's talk about Chicago, man. How was that being raised in, like, were you born there or were you born somewhere else?
Yeah, so my family, first of all, thank you for having me, bro. You already know we've been trying to get this locked down for a while, and I was glad to be here, bro. Super, super honored that you were even trying this hard to get this interview with me. So, um, but yeah, bro, my family's originally from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Um, both sides, and both sides migrated. Like my mom's brothers and sisters, older, migrated to Chicago. I don't know why they moved to Chicago. I still question that. Like so many warm places. You come from the Caribbean and you go to the cold. But anyway, they migrated to Chicago and they met in the 70s, like early 80s. And then I was born in 87, Chicago, born in the city, grew up in the city till I was about 5, 6. Then I moved to the suburbs, just because the city was crazy. My mom got the house that we lived in got robbed. Um, I was seeing all kind of stupid shit on the streets, bro. So like my family decided just to move me out, and just somewhere that like I can grow up, not in a crazy environment, somewhere safe. And so we got out of Chicago, moved to the suburbs of Chicago, and basically I went to school. I did all my schooling out there, middle school, high school, and then I graduated in 2005 from high school, and I went to SIU, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Shout out to Salukis, anybody that knows about SIU. Um, Went to SIU, studied healthcare management, got my bachelor's degree in healthcare management, graduated 2009. Um, During that time in college, I didn't obviously do anything. Right after college, I was working, but now I'm not doing anything with that degree because I got into bodybuilding. But the thing is that I'm not doing what I went to school for, but there's so many things that I learned from school that I can apply to my career now. One of the things being modeling. So I used to model for an organization within the school. So it was like a outside organization called Essence Fashion Models. There was 3 modeling teams, and we would do our own shows. We'd have competition against the other teams. My team was called Essence Fashion Models. We had about 20, 25 men and women on the team, all different grades, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, just coming together. It was also a Black organization, so all the organizations were Black. So there was a lot of Black Greeks involved, um, music organizations, different stuff, art. So we all came together. Anyway, we came up with this modeling organization, and we used to put on shows. I had a routine. We used to do side fake turns, full turns. And a lot of the movements that I learned on stage, I actually applied to my transitions and my posing now. And the experience that I had in college on stage gave me that. I guess that's why I feel so comfortable being on stage now, competitor. So no, I'm not doing anything what I went to school for, but it was a lot of things in school that I definitely learned, and I'm thankful for it. Anyway, graduated 2009. I started working at a hospital. I was a hospitality manager, so I was doing that for 2 years, and
So
that's
I
when
come from I did like 10 years in hospitality. So what
yeah,
specifically was it, like a resort or like hotel?
a hospital.
Oh, literally a hospital. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I would manage patient transport. I would manage valet. I would manage maintenance. Yeah, all those things. I had about 40 employees. So I was doing good, bro. Like if I didn't find bodybuilding, I think by now I would be like, honestly, like the way my career was moving, I would have been a director of something there, Um, but found bodybuilding in the hospital because I remember, I had my slacks and dress shirt, and I was still only like 145 pounds, right? I was skinny. I was a skinny
Yeah, I
kid.
seen that photo. That's the one where you got the tie, the
At the
suit and
time, yeah.
everything.
So that
Yeah.
was me at work and shit. And
But you were still feeling yourself probably back then even, you know? Cuz
yeah,
you I
yeah.
mean,
I was always pretty confident, bro. But like when people used to the women used to say how make fun of how small I am, how small my waist look. Now it's a compliment when someone tells me my waist is small. But when I'm skinny, I don't want to hear my waist is small. Like I don't want to hear anything small. I'm an athlete. I'm an ex-athlete. Played football, soccer, wrestling, track. I don't want to hear that. I didn't feel like that alpha male that I felt like I once was, being an athlete. So that
it's like
kind of
when my girl asked me like, "Are you in yet?" It just like confidence drops. So I know how you feel.
so
But
that kind of
continue.
triggered just to start eating good. At the time, one of my friends competed in the bikini division. I went to support, and that was the year that men's physique started. And saw this dude named Colin Horn. Colin Horn, 2012, he did a show in Chicago, and I was like, dude was only like who's my height. He was only like 150, 155 pounds, but he was shredded. He had a good shape and board shorts. I'm like, this is bodybuilding. This is something that I can achieve and it's attainable. I think I can do this if I take it serious, Because I always knew, like, I didn't have the size or the density, but I always had abs. Even when I was eating shitty, I always had abs, and I had a nice shape. It wasn't like a terrible shape, but anyway,
So what year was that? Do you remember?
yeah. So this is in the hospital. So I remember going. This is like 2011,
So when did they start men's physique? Do you
2011,
know? Then they
2012. Officially 2012.
and that's when like Sadiq and all of those guys like were like at the forefront.
Yeah, and 2013 was the first Olympia. Was the first because Mark Anthony won 2013. So 2013. So yeah, they were doing amateur shows 2012, and then 2013 was the first Olympia. So I was doing the amateur shows while I was working at the hospital. Didn't like the hospital hours because it wasn't matching with what I needed to do in the gym, and it was just hours. I was working every other weekend. Like the hours are, it's a hospital; they never close. So hours were all over the place. I hated it, bro. So anyway, I ended up quitting the job. I got a job at Hollister, and I was yeah, bro. I was a retail manager.
You seem like you could be a Hollister like Aeropostale dude.
That's because I started like lifting and started growing, So it was like kind of a beach vibe. I was getting that beach vibe. I feel like I can fit in there. Um, but yeah, so that was when I started like competing. I did my first show July 2012. It was Chicago Wings of Strength, and I got second place. And like from
First show,
there,
second place.
yeah, I got second place. So I'm like, okay, that's not bad. Like now I'm competitive. I'm competitive. So I'm getting this close to winning. Now I want to win. So it's like I got to keep going. Did another show. I got second place. My third show as an amateur, I won the overall. And then after winning the overall, I went to nationals in junior nationals in Chicago. Did my first national show. I got seventh place. And I just remember like being in that second call out, but in the middle, and just looking at everybody that was in the first call out, the guy that won his trophy, just how happy they were, And for me to be that close and I wasn't able to feel that, it was like I felt salty. It lit another fire in me. I got with my coach at the time, my former coach, Mandis Buckle, Underground Athletes, literally that Monday after that show. We started working together. 5 months later, we put on 20 pounds. Natural, all natural. Put on 20 pounds, 5 months, sweet potato, just eating, just being consistent, eating, not partying, not doing nothing, just in my zone, bro. Put on 20 pounds, and then I came back, did like 2 shows. Amateur. I won one show, then I got second at another show. Then I went to nationals in Miami, and I won my pro card, and that's when I pro 2013.
So we're talking maybe like 5 years in the making up until you won your first Olympia, right? Is that about right?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
shows do you know? Like, how many shows did you compete before like you were actually qualified for the Olympia?
Shit. So I turned pro the end of 2013. All of 2014, I did like 4 or 5 shows. I was doing like New York, Denver, blah blah. 2015, I went to California, bro. I got played. That's why you gotta really pick your shows and pick them wisely, because you gotta know who's gonna be judging and know what those specific judges are looking for. And at the time, I was just trying to get my name out there and just do shows. I wasn't being smart, and it wasn't strategic. I didn't have a strategic plan on where to put my physique in front of people. On the West Coast, they like smaller condition guys. East Coast, down south, they're like a little bigger. They don't mind a little size, but still conditioned. So I was on a bigger side, but good condition. I went to the West Coast where they're smaller and shredded, and I got like ninth place, bro. Like last place, the worst place I ever had in my life, my career. Got
So when you
ninth
say you
place.
got played, you just went in there with the wrong mindset in terms of like what they were looking for?
Yeah, it's just like I was just big, bro. That's what everybody was telling me. I was just too big at the time, and so with that size, I wasn't as conditioned. They wanted my physique. If I would have brought that same physique that I brought to the West Coast, if I brought it to like a New York Pro or Tampa, I would have got first call out.
Damn.
Easy,
So
huh?
so it really depends on the coastline. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how it is now. That's just how it was back then. But I still think it's wise to know who is going to be judging, what that judge is looking for. Like a Tarek or a Tamer, they like smaller condition guys. Guys like a Tyler Mannion or Steve, they don't mind the size. A bigger guy, Tim Gardner, they don't mind bigger guys with condition. But you always got to be conditioned. There's no excuse for that.
Right. And
Um,
usually every year at the Olympia, it's the same judges, or do they like
yeah, it's the
switch them
same.
out? It's the same. And
No,
what
it's
about like Olympia qualifiers?
the same.
Same judges? Oh, okay. So you know what to
Yeah,
expect as you go into it.
yeah,
Damn.
exactly.
So 5 years up until 2018, and we'll touch on that. But how do you know how many like shows off the top of your head it was before you actually qualified?
Qualified 6. I did qualified on my 6th or 7th pro show.
I feel like that's highly like rare, right? Like most guys are doing what 10 to 12 shows before they even, or some don't even see that.
I think it's normal. Some guys like Aaron Banks, he qualified for Olympia after like first or second show. You know that's fast. So like compared to mine, no, I think mine is like average. Yeah, I think it's average.
Damn. So let's talk about 2018, man. Walk me through those feelings because I remember I was watching live on my cell phone that day. I was actually working in hospitality. And
Yeah,
that was the time when men's physique finals was during the afternoon, right? Or during the day?
yeah. Everything was. I was just talking about this. They used to have pre-judging and finals back to back. So I was done with the whole show by 2 p.m. 3
Yeah.
3 p.m.
So you were up against Jeremy Buendia, right? He was the reigning champion.
Yeah. So, but the year before that, I qualified to 2015. And 2015 Olympia, my debut, I got fifth. And then 2016, I won the Arnold. 2016 Olympia, I got fourth. 2017 Olympia, I got third. And then 2018 Olympia, I won.
And those were
And
all years that Buendia run, right?
and Berndia, so I was chasing him all those years, chasing him, bro, chasing him. I knew eventually, like, I had a really good coach, bro. Like, he really handled my mentality when it came to this shit. Like, because he believed in me more than I believed in me. He would tell me I'll be a multi-Olympia champion. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. Like, sounds crazy to me. But he always said, you're going to be. You're going to be. Like dead serious, bro. Dead face. Serious. You're going to be Mr. Olympia, multi-champion Mr. Olympia. So I just continued doing my work, bro. Like, that's all I had to do. And that's the easy part. It's just doing the work. All you got to really pay for is a gym membership, but the work that is required to fulfill that task is free. It's just having heart. It just takes heart, to put in that work. So I'm like, if all I got to do is use my heart and my brain and my hustle to just put in the work, who knows what's going to happen? And I'm not going to find out what happens if I don't put this work in. So I might as well try. Might as well try.
And then coming off that win in 2018, your first Olympia, over to 2019, I've heard you talk about this in the past too. Like 2019, like the issue that happened in terms of like Raymond winning. Like there was like a switch in something. I don't know if you're able to speak on that, but what exactly happened in 2019 that you overcame and now you just like it's on now moving forward.
Well, Well, 2008, after winning 2018, I did 3 shows. I did a Big Waves Asia tour as a Mr. Olympia.
I remember
With
that. Yep.
nobody, no Mr. Olympia men's physique has done that. And I'm gonna question if any Mr. Olympia outside of men's physique has done that either. But I know for sure, men's physique, nobody, no Mr. It's only Jeremy and Mark, and they've never competed as a men's physique as a Mr. Olympia outside of the Mr. Olympia. So I was the first one to do that. I did Korea, Tokyo, and China. I won all 3. So I'm on a high, bro. Like I just won Olympia and 3 international shows right after that. Like I'm on a high. So my mind was like at a wrong place. I just got comfortable. So all that 2019 leading up to Olympia, I was just comfortable. I wasn't grinding as hard. That year I was training with Ocho Cinco. Like I was feeling, bro. Like it
I
was
think
just
you met Trippy Red that year too, right?
yeah, Trippy Red twice that year. It was just like it was a cool year, man. But my mind wasn't in the right place because I just got comfortable, and
You
because of
didn't have
that,
that chip on your shoulder anymore.
no, yeah. So that because of
Lost
that,
it.
my physique wasn't in tune. It wasn't like moving the way it should. So when it was time to like really get down, the last 6-7 weeks, it's too late. My physique wasn't there. My mind wasn't there. So the physique wasn't there. By the time it's too late, bro. And then you see what happened. I didn't even get second place, not third place. I lost the title and I got fourth place. I got fourth place that year, and I don't even think I deserved that.
It was surprising, man.
We can go like back and forth on what the protocol and carbs and why I was soft and blah blah. The thing is that I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready that year. So I mean, a lot. Of course, the carbs intake and the water, those things were kind of like had a little bit to do with it. But I think if I was like ready when I was supposed to be ready, we wouldn't even have the issue with carbs or water or anything.
Right.
You know?
And
So it's just
2019 is when they switched the finals to the next day or at night.
19, yeah. So Ray won the first physique Olympia on the big stage, on the final
Right.
stage.
So maybe that was just like maybe that may have had to do with like your carb intake and all of that, maybe possibly. Or you think it was more than that?
Pressure?
Yeah, just like because some guys like when they do prejudging, don't they have to come back at night or then the next day even? So I
No,
mean,
but they judge you at prejudging. So I wasn't ready for prejudging. It didn't even matter what happened at finals. It didn't even matter. Yeah, they judge you at prejudging. For only open. I think it's just only the open class. They
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 come
judge
back.
you in
Yeah,
the morning and they judge you at finals.
right. So walk me through like after that loss, like 2020, that entire year, pandemic hits. You know, we're moving Olympia to Orlando, right? That was the first year we had it in Orlando.
Yeah.
What switched? Because obviously you came back 2020, reclaimed your title. So what changed that year? You had to develop that motivation again. Like what'd you do? Just
I think after I won the first title, I lost that fear and that sense of urgency. And after losing the title, that fear, being afraid, and that sense of urgency all came back. And for me, I think fear is like fuel to the fire. It's like if you're in a forest and it's a rabbit versus a crocodile, the rabbit sees a crocodile, he's gonna jump two more extra feet just because of that urgency, that fear, you know, versus if he didn't see that crocodile. It's a terrible example, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
If you
yeah, of
didn't see
course.
that crocodile, that sense of urgency, that fear, that energy wouldn't be the same as if he was being chased. So it was that same kind of like that's the mentality I have with fear. It's like I use it as fuel. And for me, it was about not losing that title again, bro. That feeling of losing after winning is not fun. And you got to deal with it the whole year. It doesn't matter what shows you've done throughout that year. What matters is what happened at Mr. Olympia. So no matter what I did after I won the first one, it all came down to what happened in 2019, and I lost. So I had to deal with that for a whole year, bro. And it's just like coming for 20 after I won 2020, it was like, no, I'm not losing that title again.
And then 2020, bro, like when you got here in Orlando, the vibe, like the mindset that you were on in 2020, Olympia time versus 2018, like that year after you know you're doing the Asian tour, two completely different Brandons, bro.
Wow,
Like
bro.
the way that you carried yourself, you just And you didn't even won 2020 yet. I'm talking about the week of. Like you arrive in Orlando, you got this certain type of
Man, that's
swag,
crazy. Yeah.
right? It's like two
Yeah.
different people, man. Like you stayed to yourself. You probably didn't go to no other gyms where everybody was popping up at and shit. You just like showed up, did your work, and then like let's talk about leading up to 2020 Olympia in your own words as much as you can. Like, because from my understanding, you had to switch coaches last minute, right?
Yeah, shit, man. A lot happened that year. Um, yeah, so my coach of like since 2013, we got up to a falling out over some business, personal shit, and this is another lesson I've learned to not mix personal and business relationships too much. So that was basically what happened. I don't want to get into it too much. Um,
How many
ended up
days out?
leaving him, ended up leaving him 12 days out. And I just remember all the time, Neil Hill, he would always just message me like, yo, congratulations, you look amazing, blah, blah. Like throughout the years, he would always message me. He's a great coach, bro. Flex Lewis coach. Just
Roman
amazing.
Reigns from our wrestling fans.
Yeah, yeah. Roman
Coaches
Reigns.
Roman
Yeah,
Reigns, yep.
yeah, bro. He coaches a prince in Saudi Arabia. Like it's crazy. Like, he's an great old school coach, and I really respect him. And I just reached out to him. Was like, could you help me these last 12 days? And he's like, I would love to help you, but I don't want this to be a short-term thing where I help you for the show and then you just leave. So he wanted a commitment from me, at least a year with him. But yeah, he'll help me with the 12 days. So yeah, anyway, he helped me. We agreed, and he got me right, bro. Like I made a comparison of what I looked like that 12th day versus the day before the show, and it's such a complete difference. So he got me right in less than 2 weeks, and we won the title, bro.
And then that week, did you have to remind yourself of 2018 after you won, like not to get in that same mindset coming
Yeah,
off that next win? So what did you switch anything in like your routine or like maybe meditation or like I don't know going to church? Anything switch up in your routine necessarily?
yeah. No, no. I mean, I always go to church and always keep my faith in God, but I think, like I said, that sense of urgency and that fear kicked back in. Now it's like everything I do is connected to this next Mr. Olympia. Every single thing that I was doing, no matter how far I was, even now, bro, I'm counting days, bro. Right now, I'm 200. I think we're at 259 days out from Mr. Olympia. Like that was the mindset I was that year, and still now. But that year, I was on like, how many days do we have left? What do I need to do to obtain this title and keep this title? So everything I did, like, so there's sometimes I didn't even go out. I'd rather just be home. I was staying uh, consistent with my meals. I wasn't eating out as much. What also helped was my girl Barbara. She was competing at the time. So I don't want to go eat pizza by myself. Like she's not eating. She got to eat clean. So it made it easier for me to just like eat clean. If she's gonna be eating clean, I'll eat clean too. She went and did cardio. There's no excuse for me not to go get up and do cardio when she goes. So I think with her competing, that helped a lot.
Definitely,
Um,
bro.
I
If you have a
stayed
partner
consistent.
on the same
Yeah, if not
rotation as you, it's so much easier.
yeah, because she's grinding, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and be lazy while she's out grinding. I'm gonna get up and go with her.
Yeah.
And it did nothing but help me and keep me focused that year.
Right. So in 2020 Olympia, man, you have everything working against you, bro. Like I feel just as like a spectator, as a fan, like you don't get enough respect from like your peers in the industry. I feel, and I may be wrong. Even 2020, bro, like all the extra drama that happened, bro. It's like you still overcome that. You still the best like revenge is coming out on top with the title and just being quiet, just walking away with your girl. You got trophy in hand. It's like
Crazy,
so much more hate is gonna come from
crazy.
that too. Yeah.
I
So
got
then,
assaulted in your city, bro. You stay in Orlando.
yep,
Almost,
that's
bro.
horrible.
2 days
You
out.
didn't you
Thursday,
didn't check in. That's the problem.
Thursday, whatever drama happened. Dude, like hit me. He attacked me, like kind of like nudged, almost tried to like tackle me. But I had my guard up. My girl was there. She started crying. I was on the phone. My dad is my manager because we already knew that when I see this dude, he's gonna be on bullshit. So I saw him. I immediately called my dad. I was like, "Yo, he's here. I want you to be on the phone and hear what happens. Cause I just had this feeling, bro. So I'm sitting on the phone. We're waiting for an Uber. My girl's next to me. I see dude come. He comes and attacks me, like bum rushes me for no reason. Um, Talking about stay the fuck out of my way. Stay out of my way. My dad hears it. My girl starts crying. My dad's like, go to the police right now. File a police report. Just go file a police report. The police, the office is like a couple miles away. I got to get an Uber now to go to the police and write a report, get an Uber back. I'm 2 days out. I got to eat my meal in an hour. So I'm like, what do I do, bro? I gotta focus on the show. I gotta eat. I'm not trying to go to no police, write a police report. So I just fucking I stopped. I just kept my mouth shut. And what I did, which I thank God for my girl giving me the advice, was to talk to the higher ups that are in the organization and let them know that I don't feel safe. It's like going to my manager, going to my boss and saying, I don't feel safe in my workplace. I was just I was just attacked and I don't feel safe in my workplace. So the president, like, I'm good, bro. Like the guys that need to know about what happened took care of it. And so I was good anyway. But like I always say, bro, that was when that less talk, more work came in. Because even though that happened, the best response was winning on that stage. I didn't even have to say nothing, bro. I didn't have to do nothing. Just stay focused. Go back, forget that police report. Go back to the room, eat your meal. Man, I just remember that night, bro. Like just thinking, like, I can't believe that just happened. I'm one day out and this dude just tried to attack me. You know, my girl's tweaking. I got to get this meal in. I got to call the president. The next morning, I got another call to the president. I'm one day out now. Um, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot that year, bro. But
But your
like I said,
purpose and like God's plan for you, bro, it's like for you to come back day after and win after that, bro.
yeah, it was so much bigger.
Like who can really say anything to you after that, man?
Nobody said nothing, especially on
Exactly.
my second title. So it's like the first one could be a fluke, right? But the second one is like, okay, you could put some respect, like you did it again. The third time is just you're the best. Like you say you're the best. But the second time was like I proved it, you know? So really like I literally earned respect from everybody that ever messed with me. They don't say nothing no more, bro. Nobody says
Yep.
nothing.
And then that whole year transpires, pandemic. You guys come back in 2021 for the Olympia. How was that prep? Because that's actually your first full prep with Neil Hill, right?
First full prep with Neil. First full prep after moving to Miami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick before we continue with the prep, why Miami, bro? Why from Chicago to Miami? You got your family and everything up there, right? In
Yeah,
Chicago?
that
So
was
that's a
hard.
big move, man.
That was hard. Um, it was gonna be somewhere warm, bro. Like the things I was doing in Chicago, I can do that somewhere warm and have a better quality of life. So to me, that was important, just to have a better quality of life with doing the same thing that I could do in Chicago. There was no shows in Chicago. There's no seminars. There's nothing like for me to thrive off of and grow. So I knew I had to be somewhere warm, and it was going to be California, Arizona, Vegas, or Florida. My girl loved Florida. She basically convinced me to move to Florida. But also, I think in my heart, I felt because I turned pro in Miami, I won my first pro show in Tampa, and I won my second Olympia in Orlando. So it was like so many good things were happening in Florida for me, and that kind of helped the decision also. So now I'm
And
here.
then your girl, she's from Brazil, right? She's
Yeah,
Brazilian. So
yeah,
like Miami's like the perfect place to like fly into from to and from Brazil, right?
yeah. That's true. It's a lot
So
closer
like for
now.
her to see her family and everything, yeah,
Yep.
man. So it
Yeah.
definitely works out. So then how was that how's that first full prep with Neil Hill? And then you
Bro,
said first year what? In Miami, of course.
yeah, he's so like calm. They call him Yoda, Neil Yoda Hill. So that's how he is, bro. He's just calm and he's intelligent and he just knows his shit, bro. It's so cool, man. He's so funny and just a cool, dope ass coach, man. Um, but he knows what he's doing. Anything that is off, he always knows how to change it and fix it. Thank God I was never really off, so he never had to like change anything drastically. Just when I was 12 days out before Olympia, he really had to do some magic. But because I was so consistent that year, it was easy for him. It was easy for him. Like he just told me what to eat and how to and what to train, and I just follow, bro. Like that's how I am even with my coach before. You just tell me if you tell me to eat dog shit, I'm gonna eat dog shit. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
a spoon or a fork. Like which one's better, you know? So like that's just
Yeah.
how my mentality, which probably made it really easy for Neil. And by the time I was with Neil too, like there wasn't much building I had to do. We didn't have to like really grow a lot. So he didn't have to do that much with me. He just had to know how to manipulate my carbs and my water just to make sure I come in condition. Cause the size wasn't the issue. Shape wasn't the issue. It was just I needed to make sure that I was conditioned. So he helped me with that a lot.
That's what's up, man. And like obviously you can't train arms because your arms grow too fast. You said.
I way too, way
I
too
never heard. I'd never heard anybody say that before. That's the biggest flex.
bro,
So
crazy.
so let's talk about this upcoming Olympia, man. So obviously you don't have any show dates before the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
Fully focused on that.
Well, I did the Italy Pro after I won this last one, but yeah, after that, nah, that's it, bro. Just Olympia.
So what's your future plans? Because I know you spoke on this in the past, eventually possibly transitioning, but like currently at this moment in your life, like do you want to at least get 4 titles? Do you want to get 5? What's your goals?
Yeah, I want to get 5. Because if I just get 4, then I'm gonna tie Jeremy's record. But I want to be the only. I'm selfish. I want to be the only one. I want to get 5, bro, and be the only one that has that many titles in the division. So, and it's 3 now. I got 2 more years, bro. So it's possible. Um,
Banks was a big surprise the last Olympia too, man.
yeah, he
Him
was.
winning number 2,
Yeah,
just came out of nowhere, bro.
his first
But
Olympia.
I think other than him, I feel like Andre is probably slowing down a little bit. Raymond, I know, is slowing down. So I mean, there might be a bunch of newcomers coming up this year. Who knows? But let's say you get 5, right? 5
Yeah,
Olympia titles, men's physique. What's your plan after that?
yeah. I'm gonna start showing these legs, bro.
That's what's up. Switch over to classic, possibly.
Yeah, like I told you, my coach before, my former coach, he always said things like he always believed in me more than I did, and he always would tell me that I'll be a multi-Olympia champion in men's physique. Not only that, but he always used to tell me, bro, always, you're gonna be the first multi-division Mr. Olympia champion. He would always tell me this, like before I left, first multi-division Mr. Olympia champion. And ever since he told me that, I've always believed in that. So yeah, I'm a gun for it, bro. I'm gonna go for a Mr. Olympia title in Classic when it's
Yeah.
time.
Do you still stay in contact with that old coach at all? Or is
Not
everything really? No
yeah,
contact?
no
Damn, that's
contact.
unfortunate, man. But
Yeah.
listen, man, wrapping up here, I saw you posted today about NFTs. Can you speak on that briefly or anything?
You said what?
NFTs, can you speak on it yet or no?
Uh, it's still in the works. I am coming out with my first NFT collection. I'm super fucking excited. Um, I'm really really new to this world, and I'm still learning myself. But the vision that I've been given, the vision I have for it, is going to be really really big if things go right. And I'm really excited, like be in this world and be involved. Kind of get outside of bodybuilding space. That's my goal anyway, bro. Like I don't want to be in bodybuilding. I don't want to just stay in bodybuilding. I want to do much bigger shit, much bigger things outside of bodybuilding. So this is just another opportunity for me to get outside of bodybuilding. But yeah, stay tuned for my NFT collection. It's coming soon. Way more details coming. This is a little baby right now, but it's coming.
Of course, man. Well, listen, man, shout out to Chicago. You see, I got the Juice World
I
flag
saw, bro.
behind me.
Fire.
Yes. Last question. If you only had to listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would you choose?
Kanye.
Kanye? Damn,
Yeah.
Chicago's own. Not Chief Keef. Come on, bro.
um,
That whole
because
era.
yeah, I mean, but Chief Keef is just only like to go like get turned up to.
Of
But
course. Which you working out every day, bro.
but Kanye is more versatile. Like I can turn up to Kanye, or I can have chill vibes with Kanye. You can't really have chill vibes with Chief Keef. So to answer your question, if I had one artist for the rest of my life, I would rather have that someone with that versatility, you know. So
That's
I
what's
think
up, man.
so.
Any plans for kids in the future? You and your girl?
I hope, man. She said before 30. She's 27, so look out for some little weenie waves.
little many
Yeah.
ways. Well, listen, man. Good luck for this upcoming year's Olympia. Stay tuned for the NFTs. I'm gonna pop your Instagram up here. Thanks a lot, man, for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Now it's dope.
Um, yeah, man. Brandon Hendrickson, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.